Hello, everybody. My name is David Rausch. I'm the creator of the Go curriculum, and I want to start off by asking you a question. What do you think is the most important thing that happens in your KidMin on a Sunday morning? For example, is it the worship time? Is it the gospel-centered teaching? Is it the opening and study of God's Word? You know, I think a case could be made for any one of these things. Without a doubt, they are all at the core of what we do in KidMin. But I believe there's something even more foundational that has to happen in way of preparation. Because before you plant the seed, you have to till the soil. So how do you do that? How do you till the soil in your KidMin? How do you till the soil for the gospel to be planted? Well, in one word, relationship. In my previous blog post, I talked about an article written by a guy named David Brooks. The article was called Students Learn from People They Love. And in that article, Brooks shares a short story. Let me read it to you. This is what he says. A few years ago, when I was teaching at Yale, I made an announcement to my class. I said that I was going to have to cancel office hours that day because I was dealing with some personal issues, and a friend was coming up to help me sort through them. I was no more specific than that. But that evening, 10 or 15 students emailed me to say they were thinking of me or praying for me. For the rest of the term, the tenor of that seminar was different. We were closer. That one tiny whiff of vulnerability meant that I wasn't aloof Professor Brooks. I was just another schmo trying to get through life. That unplanned moment illustrated for me the connection between emotional relationships and learning. Then, at the end of his article, Brooks points out how some schools, for example, do no academic instruction for the first week. To start, everybody just gets to know one another. Simply put, just as David Brooks concludes, children learn from the people they love. And love is the result of getting to know one another. It's the result of relationship. Before our kids come to know Jesus, they just might need to know us first. So ask yourself this: how would your KidMin look different if you put relationship at the center of your Sunday morning? For a lot of us, including myself, the tendency is to place programming at the center. And so we pore over the details of the lesson. What songs are we going to sing? What Bible story are we going to tell? What object lesson are we going to use? What craft are we going to make? What game are we going to play? These are really important details, but in the pursuit of a quality program, what happens is we oftentimes minimize, if not completely do away with, all the space for relationships to happen. So how can we make space for relationships in our KidMin? Well, there are a lot of things we can do, but let me just start with this. If you don't already, build an activity time or a playtime into the beginning of your Sunday morning. And as the kids show up, just give them and the leaders an unstructured time and space to just be among one another. Playtime isn't just about having fun. It's not even mostly about having fun. If we're intentional about playtime, it is one of the greatest opportunities for building relationships. But the key word is intentional. Too many leaders see playtime as something fun that preoccupies the kids until the lesson begins and real ministry starts to happen. But playtime is the real ministry. For that to be true, though, we've got to challenge our leaders to step away from the huddle of grown-ups, to get off the wall and onto the floor, to play with the kids, to talk with them, to laugh with them, and to be among them. After all, isn't that what God did with us? The gospel doesn't call us to follow a set of precepts. It calls us to follow a person. It calls us to follow Jesus Christ, who became flesh and dwelt among us. A relationship is at the center of the gospel. It should be at the center of our KidMin as well.